Hey guys, what's up? Dragon Lord Rock 86. I'm sorry about the delayed video and everything. I basically I get so busy anymore. It's difficult sometimes, and I just get okay. That's weird. Anyway, just getting into doing like videos with me in them because just not a big camera guy as far as recording myself in a video goes. But anyways, reason I'm making this video, in the Steel City Con video where I explained how good it was and all the stuff I got and all that stuff. I said that I was going to actually do a video where I would like explain my experiences meeting George the Animal Steele and my experiences meeting John Russo. Sorry guys. So here goes. I'm gonna do George first because I haven't been a fan of him very long. It'd be a lot shorter saying what it was like meeting him than it would John Russo, because I've been a fan of John Russo and George Romero like my whole life. So yeah. Alright, so here it goes. George the Animal Steele, there's only two wrestlers that were gonna be at Steel City Con, Bruno Sammartino and George the Animal Steele. Bruno I've heard quite a bit about because he's like this big legend icon wrestler. I never got to really watch a lot of the old school wrestling. I watched bits and pieces of the Attitude Era, and that was about it. Bits and pieces being the key. I never knew anything about George the Animal Steele or Bruno Sammartino. I've heard a lot about Bruno Sammartino. I actually never heard of George the Animal Steele before he was announced to be at Steel City Con. So I thought he deserved some video time to know who he exactly is and what he does and everything before I actually decide to either get an autograph or and a photo op with him or Bruno, because Bruno's been this big favorite icon legend everything. So I never heard anything about George, so I figured, what the heck, I YouTubed him, and I was amazed at how great of a heel he is. I mean, he's such an awesome heel, and I mean, he hit the turnbuckle and everything. But I don't gotta tell you guys that are like longtime wrestling fans. But yeah, I wish I really could have watched him a lot when he was in his prime, when he was still wrestling, because George is a really good wrestler, and aside from that, he's also a very good guy. When I met him, he was just this really nice guy, and he's not like some of these snobbish, stuck-up celebrities that you find that you'd meet at like a con or something. He's just a really nice guy. I bought one of his pictures and got it signed and everything. Got a photo op with him, and the guy goes. I walk up to the guy and he whispers. He goes, "Choke me." I'm like, okay. He goes, "Just put your hand on my neck." I'm like, okay, whatever. So that's the picture that I took. I didn't know how to feel about that picture, which explains my facial expression on it. But yeah, George is a really nice guy. If he's at a future Steel City Con, I'll definitely probably get another picture with him and another autograph. I mean, even though I already have an autograph and a photo op, he's a nice guy, and I like him as a wrestler and as a guy. But anyway, moving on. Now, John Russo. I did not know he was going to be at the con because he was not on the card. He wasn't anywhere on the schedule or anything. Me and my buddy and his uncle happened to just be, going through the rows, doing our thing, checking out what everybody got, what everybody brought, and we got towards like the there's like two sections. There was this section that had like rows upon rows upon rows of people that were selling stuff, and then there was this section that was the same thing, but we didn't want to go around like, you know, too crazy. We wanted to do it like single file, so we did the one row first, and then we went to the next row and did the same thing. But anyways, we were getting close to the end of the first row. I think it was the third or fourth row right before you get to the entrance door. And I was looking at some stuff, and then my buddy goes, "Who's John Russo?" I'm like, "John Russo? He's this awesome guy." And he goes, "Well, look behind you." I'm like, I turn around, and right there he is. I swear to God, my mouth must have been like hanging open, because he's like, before I die, I wanted to meet John Russo, George Romero. I wanted to meet those two geniuses that actually brought me into loving zombies as much as I do, to those of you that actually know me. So when I seen him, I was like, I hesitated for a second because I was just in like this utter shock that he was actually there, because I wasn't expecting that. That was a total surprise. It took me completely by surprise. So I went over to his booth. There was nobody there, just me and my buddy and his uncle. So I was like, okay. I was looking at all the stuff he had for sale. Almost everything was $20, except for the script, the original screenplay for Night of the Living Dead, which he had a couple copies of, was like $100 a piece. But it's well worth it because it's the screenplay. So anyways, I got up there and I was looking at all his pictures and everything. He goes, "If you buy this book, I'll sign it, and my producer or whatever, he'll sign it too." And I would have loved to have Russo's original Return of the Living Dead novel, because he had it for sale up there. But I was looking more along the lines of a picture of him with his signature on it. So I was looking at him, and I got that picture, which you've seen in the previous video. So yeah, picked that up, and I said, "If I buy this, will you sign it?" And he goes, "Of course I'll sign it for you." Bought it, $20, signed it for me. Signed it for free, actually. The price was just for the photo. So, did that, and then I asked him how much for a photo op. He goes, "That's free." He's like, "Just get back here." So I was like amazed, because usually it's a different price for signing, different price for a photo op. But John Russo is such a nice, respectable guy that he didn't care. He's awesome. So anyway, still in like utter shock, I walk back there, I hand my buddy the camera, I'm like, "Take a picture, make sure it's good, make sure it's not blurry." I was like, if I wasn't smiling from ear to ear, I know I was smiling from ear to ear inside, because I was like a little kid on Christmas, because that moment when you meet your hero is like, it's just phenomenal. It just like impacts you all at once, and that's exactly how I felt meeting John Russo. I was astonished that he was there, and I loved the whole experience. But anyways, got back there, and we posed for the picture, snapped the picture, and I was like, me and him like had this little conversation about his movies and stuff, and he was a really nice guy about it and everything. Didn't try to brush me off or anything. So did our thing, walked off, and me and my buddy continued the Steele City calling. Anyways, it got towards where we finally got to see everything. We could have waited like another hour and a half or something to do this raffle that we had, the ID card thing for the C3PO thing. But we didn't want to wait that long. Our legs were killing us. We were hungry, and we just wanted to get out of there. We were there for hours, enough as it was. So we were getting ready to head back. he goes, hold on, I'm gonna get a picture of John Russo. I'm gonna buy one and get him to sign it. So I'm like, okay, I'll get back there. I have no problem with that. So I go back to his booth with him, and he gets the picture and everything. And there's a bigger group of people here this time, so I'm waiting for all of them to leave and everything. And he goes, did you need something else? Because he noticed that I was there again. And I'm like, no, I just wanted to shake the hand of the man that made zombie movies as awesome as they are. And he goes, no. Sorry. Anyways, yeah. I wanted to shake his hand, so I shook his hand and I said, thank you. And he goes, no, thank you. I wish that me and George had fans just like you, as dedicated and everything. So, yeah, me and him get into a conversation about the movies. I tell him how I have like everything Night of the Living Dead, all the Night of the Living Dead movies that were ever made. Between him and George, the Tom Savini remake, and like all the other ones that people tried to do as good as the original but failed dramatically. And how I have all of George's movies, but blah blah blah, and how I have Return of the Living Dead, the original, and all the Return of the Living Deads that occurred after that John actually had no hand in. And then we got on a conversation about that, about how they sucked compared to the original, and I'm like, yeah, I agree with you on that, because, you know, honestly, they weren't that great. Now, I like the sequel. The sequel wasn't terrible. The third one wasn't terrible either. Hot Zombie Chick in that one. For those of you that hasn't seen it, watch it. Hot Zombie Chick. Just putting that out there. Anyway, yeah, we started talking about it, and basically, from those of you that's heard that he, well, you know, I'll let you ask him yourself, because he actually has a Facebook page, John Russo, and try adding him or talking to him. He's a really incredible guy. One of the few good guys out there. A little bit of news though for you. To those of you that live in Pennsylvania, or those of you that actually have a like the group Living Dead Fest, this year's Living Dead Fest, they actually did book George Romero, which I'm like psyched about. I don't know if I'm actually gonna be able to make it down. I hope I can, because George is meeting George again would blow me away, just like it did whenever I met John. But anyways, he's supposed to be there to like dedicate the building or whatever, but he's not going to be doing any kind of autographs. He will not be doing any autographs, but he will, however, be doing free photo ops, which is awesome as hell. I have to go. I have to find some way to go to meet him. But I'm going off subject, guys. John Russo is one hell of an amazing guy. Like I said, whenever John Russo and George pass, I won't know what to do, because seriously, they're the propagators of zombies. They are the ones that made zombies fun, the ones that made zombies entertaining, the ones that made zombie fans like me possible. So yeah, if you're watching this, John, I appreciate everything that you did, everything that you and George did. You two are amazing guys. I hope to meet you again at a future Steel City Con. You and George maybe, or just you. But yeah. Well, guys, that's about all I have to say about meeting those two. I'm sorry that I spent like 10 minutes talking about how awesome it was meeting John Russo, and like 2 minutes talking about how it was meeting George the Animal Steele. Sorry guys, though. I can't help it. It's like Steel City Con's been over for a while now, and I'm still like totally geeked out about how I met him and everything. And the conversation, I mean, most celebrities will just brush you off once you get the photo op and the autograph and everything, but he just kept on talking to me. We carried on a conversation, which was totally amazing to me. But yeah, guys, I'm sorry I keep rambling on and on and on and on about it. So this video is going over 15 minutes now. So yeah, there will be future videos. I will actually be recording video at Steel City Con the next time I go. So you guys will get to see like their setup. Hopefully, it won't be supremely jam packed like it was this past one. But anyways, guys, Dragon Lord Rock 86 signing out. Laters.